Welcome to another fascinating episode of the story of animals. Today, we're sinking our teeth into a topic that has haunted campfire stories, Halloween legends, and, let's be honest, a few nightmares. Do bats really suck blood? Are they the winged vampires of the night? Or is their reputation just a case of bad PR? Stick around as we answer the question, do bats really suck blood? Bats are often associated with spooky tales, but in reality, they are some of the most important animals in our ecosystem. With over 1,400 species, they make up nearly a quarter of all mammal species on Earth. Most bats are not bloodthirsty fiends, but rather gentle, insect-chomping, fruit-munching, nectar-sipping marvels. However, there is some truth to the legend. Among these 1,400 species, 3 have developed a taste for blood. Yes, vampire bats do exist, but they are far from the fanged terrors of folklore. The 3 known species are the common vampire bat, Desmodus rotundus, which prefers the blood of mammals, including livestock, the hairy-legged vampire bat, Tequila icordata, which feeds primarily on bird blood, and the white-winged vampire bat, Diemus youngi, another bird blood connoisseur. But here's where things get interesting. Vampire bats don't suck blood. They lap it up like tiny, flying, Dracula-themed kittens. Instead of dramatic neck bites, vampire bats are surprisingly stealthy. First, they detect their target using heat-sensitive noses, allowing them to locate a warm, juicy spot on their sleeping prey. Once they find the perfect spot, they make a tiny, painless cut using their razor-sharp teeth, which lack enamel and are constantly sharp. Their saliva then works its magic, containing a special enzyme called draculin. Yes, that's its real name, which prevents the blood from clotting. This allows the bat to lap up the oozing blood with its grooved tongue, rather than sucking it. The whole process is so subtle that the unlucky donor often doesn't even wake up. Despite their creepy reputation, vampire bats are quite considerate in their own way. They never drink enough to harm their host, and if food is scarce, they share by regurgitating blood meals for their roost mates. Talk about a gruesome yet heartwarming display of friendship. Now, before you start carrying garlic and wooden stakes everywhere, let's clear something up. Vampire bats pose little threat to humans. They mostly feed on livestock, and their bites are usually minor. More importantly, bats play a critical role in nature. Some bats help control insect populations. One bat can eat 1,000 mosquitoes in an hour, while others pollinate plants and spread seeds. Without bats, we'd have fewer bananas, mangoes, and even tequila, since they help pollinate agave plants. Cheers to that. Many misconceptions surround bats, so let's clear a few up. First, do all bats drink blood? Absolutely not. Out of 1,400 species, only 3 are vampire bats. The rest prefer fruit, insects, or nectar. Second, are vampire bats deadly? Not really. Their bites are harmless, though they can spread diseases like rabies. However, actual cases of bat-to-human transmission are rare. And finally, do bats turn into vampires? Only in movies. But if evolution ever allows it, we're keeping a close eye on them. So, do bats really suck blood? Not quite. A tiny fraction of them drink it, but they don't suck. They gently lap it up. And even those vampire bats are just small, clever mammals trying to survive like any other creature. Next time you see a bat fluttering in the night, remember, it's more likely helping the planet than hunting for its next victim. So maybe, just maybe, bats deserve a little more love, or at least a little less fear. In fact, if you look beyond the myths, bats are downright fascinating. Some species can fly over 100 miles in a single night in search of food. Others, like the Mexican free-tailed bat, can reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, making them the fastest flying animals on Earth. Their echolocation abilities are equally impressive. Bats emit high-pitched sounds that bounce off objects and return as echoes, allowing them to see in complete darkness with stunning accuracy. Even more intriguing, bats have developed unique survival strategies over millions of years. For example, some species can enter a state called torpor, where their metabolism slows down dramatically, helping them conserve energy during cold nights or food shortages. This ability to adapt to challenging conditions has allowed bats to thrive in diverse environments, from tropical rainforests to desert caves. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. How do vampire bats consume blood? The correct answer is C. They lap it up with their tongue. Despite their spooky name, vampire bats don't actually suck blood. They make a small incision and use their tongues to lap it up, much like a cat drinking milk. Let's try another question. Question 2. What is the function of the enzyme draculin in vampire bats? The correct answer is B. It stops blood from clotting. Draculin is a special enzyme found in vampire bat saliva that prevents blood from clotting, allowing them to feed without interruption. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. How many species of bats actually drink blood? The correct answer is B. 3. Out of over 1,400 bat species, only 3 are true vampire bats. The rest prefer a diet of fruit, nectar, or insects. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. You've just learned some fascinating facts about these incredible creatures. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.